This is a demonstration video that will show you how to press and stitch turned up hems. So if this was any part of our garment that involves turning up a hemline to have a sharp corner. You might find this sometimes in pockets, like especially if you're going to be doing a patch pocket, but really anything that would involve a sharp corner and a hem. So the first thing that we need to do is you're going to want to make sure that you have transferred the markings from your pattern, which are these press lines. It's marked press lines all the way around along the outer edges of your rectangular sample here, and those are 1-inch hems all the way around, just so you guys know. And I use my tracing paper and wheel just to mark those in place. And the first thing that you want to do is you actually want to turn it to the right side, so right side of the fabric up, and then fold your fabric up to meet that hemline, and then do a quick press, and then iron it, and then you're going to want to do the same thing for both of the edges. So you're going to turn that side up, do a press on that, and then flip it around and fold up this other 1-inch hem along the edge here. Okay. Alright, so now what you have is you have these creases that emerge from where you had pressed the hard edge of the hemline here. So that's what you're going to be using as guidelines, are these crease lines. Alright, so the next thing that you want to do is you want to flip your sample over. Well, we're going to flip it so that we're closing it, so we're going to be working on the right side soon. But what we want to do is we're going to work each in this corner first. Sorry, kind of jumped ahead. When you fold this back, you're going to be using these the crease lines that came at the right angle here, and you're going to then fold it up in a triangle. And what I'm doing is there's a crease line that is originally running in this direction, but when I fold up that diagonal, that crease line is now lining up directly with this crease line along the left hand edge. And I want to do the same for my other corner piece that kind of creates this square right in the middle. So I want to line up this crease line that was once going vertical to now go horizontal and match up with this crease line. So I'm going to make sure that all those crease lines are all matching up, and then I'm going to press that diagonal in place, and then I can open that back up. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this other side. Again, when I fold that diagonal up, I'm matching up my crease line that was once horizontal and matching that up to now take a more vertical route, and then my vertical one is now taking a more horizontal route. Alright, and as you can probably hear in the video, I've got a lot of steam going on. That's what you want, especially for this 100% cotton fabric that I think almost all of you guys are using. If you are using a synthetic fiber, you just want to be careful, because when you use a hot iron with some extra steam, you can actually melt your fibers, and then you won't have the way that the fabric feels. That will change it a little bit. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold the fabric so that we can work just in this triangle area. And I'm over at the ironing board to start off, because really the biggest part of what we're doing happens at the iron. And our next step and what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the sewing machine to finish completing the rest of this. But you're going to want to fold down your corner so that you can see this crease that emerges from that diagonal press, that last diagonal press that we have. I know it's kind of hard to see in my video, but it's just this triangle that is forming from the crease, and I'm using my pen to show you. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to stitch right along this triangle line with the right sides of our fabric together. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the sewing machine and complete this, and we're going to do the same thing for both sides. So if you want to do any markings, go ahead and do that now by folding your other piece over to match your diagonal creases along the bottom and form that little triangle. And then you can have both of them marked if you want to. You should be able to see it fairly clearly with your crease lines if you did a nice solid press. So after you get those triangles marked, we'll go over to the sewing machine.